do it and like not even think of the mess up. But now we're aware. Now we're awake. Now we can control our thoughts. Now we can see something in the matrix that tries to take our energy. And we can see somebody in the world that tries to take our energy. And, we're like, no. Ha. I see you right there. I'm going to go this way. You feel me? Like, it's just you feel it. Yeah, man. So that's how Luminate was born. I mean, I wanted to create a conscious community that helped bring people together and raise awareness about plant medicine and continue to educate so we can heal this planet, right? It's a blessing to be here, and I thank all of you for being here. I think we're going to open up the floor for some Q&As right now, if that's cool. But again, you guys love so much. Appreciate you so much for being here again, and we're explorers. Let's continue to explore. Let's continue to learn and grow and evolve. And we're gonna help this planet become better.
Thank you, Jordan. So yeah, as Jordan just announced, we're gonna start our Q&As. We're gonna have some other team members from the Luminate team come up here. So if you have any questions, what we're gonna do is go one by one. So highly recommend if you bring out your phone, write your question down. That way you don't feel like we passed you. I want everybody to feel heard, seen, and to get their questions out there. So go ahead and write them down, and we'll go ahead and start that soon here in just a moment or two. And it's also live feed on social media, so we'll have some questions from the internet.
Sweet. Shoot them off. Let's go. You want to go? Right here. I wouldn't know because I've never done ketamine. No. It's more grounded. Brings you more grounded to the right now moment. And so of just right now. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Okay, I haven't done ketamine, but yes, it's more coming back to the center right now. I like to do it, if my mind is going places, like call it pregame, before a game. If I'm anxious or whatever, I do it and I sit with it for 10 minutes, and brings me back to center, brings me back to and focus on what I need to focus on. Good question. Yep. Absolutely. I mean, why are you afraid? Yeah. hmm Is it gonna work out? Right. What does your heart say? I've always listened to my heart, and it's always done me well. And maybe you need to just continue to sit with it a little more. Continue to really sit with it, right? And really have that. You know the answer. You just got to find it, right? You just got to find it, and then. But if your heart is saying one thing, I would always follow the heart, and it's that. Like I said, it's that fear block, right? It's that step that like I don't know if it'll work, but like I want to do it, but like absolutely, 100%. 100%. And so like I said, I just can encourage you to go sit with that and listen to your heart and really and don't fault yourself for don't even look back at it. Don't worry about nobody else. This is your life. This is your life, right? And so you don't got to worry about upsetting anybody because of the decision that you made that you felt was right for your heart, because in divine timing it's always going to be right, and you're connected to source, and so you're going to make that decision, and source is going to continue to guide you with that decision if you continue to walk with that what's the word I'm looking for, conviction of the answer. Does that help? Awesome. Yeah. We got some more people
We
coming up
have
to sit with me.
we have one question over here.
Do you have any experience with smoke DMT?
Yes, I have sat with 5-MeO DMT, a plant called Yopo. It is a from a Yopo tree. They ground it up. I actually should have put Urban to have a video of it, but they ground it up and you do it through the nose, and it's a very intense experience. I recommend Aya. Yopo's on your own. You got to go find that one out on your own, because that one took me to a place that, like, I'm good for Yopo for a long time. Like, I seen what I needed to see, and but it is very intense and it's very strong and it is very yeah. You see everything and nothing all at once. It's kind of.
What would you say has been your most powerful and healing experience, if you could pinpoint one?
Honestly, it was probably my second night, late in my first night of Aya and my second night of Aya that I sat with Logan with in Costa Rica, to where it was the first time I felt my body like have an out of body experience, and the it's really hard to put into words the experiences that you have under the medicine, but I did feel I left my body and I was able to look at my body from a different perspective and really talk to myself from that higher perspective. Yeah. And so how hard it is to kind of explain, but it's the feeling. Yeah, it's the feeling that really shook me to the core, to where I don't know, I couldn't sleep that night, because again, before I went to go to Costa Rica, I wasn't ever dabbling in psychedelics. Like, I had a couple mushrooms. I had somebody give me a chocolate bar, and I was so scared to eat this chocolate bar, I had half of it, and I just sat in my room waiting for something to happen, and like nothing happened, and I was like, oh, thank you, all right, sweet. Nothing happened. So like when I went out to Costa Rica, that kind of just kicked me out the door open, and I was like, holy cow, there's a whole world out here I had never seen before. So but yeah, the first and second night was probably my most profound experience. I had so many beautiful journeys under the medicine of just talking to the trees. Logan and I watched the moon fall on our third night of Aya. It was a full moon, crazy. We literally laid there and sat in the dirt for probably 4 hours and just watched this moon fall from the sky, and it looked like you can only imagine. Yeah, you can only imagine. Like, you can only imagine, bro. So it was really cool. Yeah, that was a good question. Thank you. Any more questions? Go ahead.
What's going on, JP? You said something earlier that really stood out. You said that what are you going to bring back to God or the Creator about your experience on Earth?
Right.
I've been to church, in and out my whole life. I never heard a pastor or anybody say that. That mind state in regards to, right, this whole world, many different tribes of people, ethnicities, cultures, backgrounds, diversity, and you're able to capture that, really expand other people's minds. When you had your Aya, was your mind state like that prior to that? That's the first part of the question, and I'm gonna hit you with the second part is, what is some of the routines that you do to continue to tap into that state that you had in that experience in Aya as you journey back into the Matrix?
That's a really good question. Repeat the first question. No, repeat the first question real quick. I just want to hear how you framed it.
So you stated that how was your experience? Like, what are you going to bring back to your Creator?
Right.
Let them know.
Right.
About like what you pretty much. It's an eye opener to see that experience and state how you did. Did you have that state of mind previous to the Aya or after?
So I kind of started waking up in the world when George Floyd died, and I had a lot of questions, and it was during the political time of the year, red, blue, whatever you want to call it. And I wasn't very political at the time. And I won't get political here tonight, but at the same time, there were things happening that did not make sense to me. And I was seeing it, and I had conversations with others, and it didn't also make sense with others, but it was being portrayed as this. And so then I started to question a lot of things. And I started seeing, I ran into a guy, his name was Young Pharaoh, and he did a lot of teachings on his YouTube channel about, call it the Illuminati, right? And I was like, what is, there's a whole nother secret society of stuff happening. So like whether you believe that or not, that kind of triggered my mind to be like, okay, well, let's explore more. So you start going down rabbit holes and you're like, oh my God, oh, what's no way. Like, there's not happening in this world that we think is, they're painting this picture to make it out to be like, oh, we're this and we're that, we're so beautiful and this and that. But like, holy cow, like, there's some stuff happening behind the scenes that we probably wouldn't be very proud about. And so like, I started to question a lot of that. And so you can say, yeah, my mind was a little bit more awake to the idea that something else is different. So it did kind of help me let go in my experience of Aya, because I wasn't really fighting, the experience. I was like, okay, I know that this is something different. I know that I'm going to experience this, so I'm able. And it probably took me a little bit to let go, but like I finally let go, and then the experience changed, and that really, that's kind of what woke me up. I guess in a sense, that whole political party race, the whole, the marching in the streets and bricks going through stuff. Like I was like, yo, like. No, like I just don't agree with all of it, right? And so, again, that kind of woke me up, and then I saw that, obviously, the Illuminati part. Then I went down the rabbit hole of plant medicine, and that obviously led me to go sit with the medicine of Mother Aya. And then your second question, just say it real quick. Yeah. 100%. So I use this app called Beats and Breath. It's a really cool app by one of my buddies, Christopher, and it's essentially just breath work, right? And I breath work has, when I first got back, I would meditate, right? And again, like it's learning how to meditate. Sometimes I would just go and I would listen to Deepak Chopra, and I would like close my eyes and like do a 15-minute meditation. But like I really didn't. I just was listening to him. I really wasn't like connected in the meditation. It was more. But again, there's a learning curve. We all are learning. We're all trying to figure it out. And so like that's me learning how to meditate, right? It's me learning that there's certain things that work for me and then certain things that don't. Once I started doing breath work, and I mean, even when Juliana not really introduced, but really expanded my awareness on breath work, like I've been doing breath work for a long time, but Juliana's breath work is the best. And then I continue to incorporate that in my life. In the morning, you just do a 10-minute, 15-minute just breath work, 4 seconds in, hold 4 seconds, 4 seconds out, hold 4 seconds. And you can just tap into a force that is like, we're energetic beings. Like so your body, you feel it in your body, like all the way up to the crown, right? Just light up. And now when you open your eyes after that meditation, you have clarity on how you need to move that day, on the things that you need to attack, and the things that you need to let go of. And so those are some of the tools that's really helped me. Hape, obviously I sit with Hape. Sananga eye drops. I do like Sananga eye drops. It's a plant medicine that really allows me to tap into, really, if I go into a whole nother thing, Sananga eye drops are, they sting very bad, first of all, for a good 8 to 10 minutes. But, think about your third eye, right? And how powerful your third eye is as far as your awareness. And we talked about the yin and yang. Talk about the fluoride in the water, the stuff that you eat at the food store, all this bad chemical stuff, the red 40, the blue whatever, they got names for days. All of these certain chemicals that is really calcifying that pineal gland, that's not allowing you to have the awareness that you should have, right? Like, and so yes, in a way, they're poisoning us. So we need to be aware of what we're putting in our bodies. We don't need to be just going out to the grocery store, grabbing all these candies, these red 40s or whatever, and just taking them down. Like, let's be aware of what we're putting in our bodies, because there's certain things that we're putting in our bodies, they want in our bodies so that we're not aware, so that we're walking around just like robots. So we have they don't want this right here. They do not want us to have these conversations at all, right? And I'm like, F that, bro. Like, because these conversations need to be had, and we need to become aware of who we are and why we're here, and truly empower ourselves, because like Sam said, we are all part of the creator. We are all creator gods. So we have the ability in our minds to create whatever it is that we want to create with clarity, right? And so the Sananga eye drops help decalcify your pineal gland, and you sit with it and really go inward and sit with that pain for a little bit, learn about it, understand it. Why does it mean? Why is it there? How does it feel? And then you come out of it with a lot more clarity. Everything seems brighter. Everything seems, just clearer, right? And I always say, like I said earlier, there's a lot of plant medicines. Not every one of them, not all of them are psychedelics. But there's very many tools and modalities that can be used that, you're explorer. Go find it. Go find one. Try them out. Don't be afraid to dip in the water, right? Some you might like, Hape you might like, the Sananga you might not. But you start to learn and incorporate those tools in your life, and now you can wake up in the morning and incorporate a method that works for you, that can help you to continue to connect. Because like I always say, our mind is a muscle, right? And we spend so much time working out, doing all this stuff for our body, but we forget to train the mind. We forget to sit with the mind and collect the thoughts, and that's part of the integration of coming back from ayahuasca, is being able to sit and really take the tools that you learn and use that in those modalities, whether that be meditation, whether that be sound healing, whether that be breath work, whether that be yoga. So yeah, absolutely.
Blessings, brother.
Blessings,
But I want to say,
blessings.
I appreciate you for being this patient. Your biceps are really as long. Everything you said, man, I just want to say contributions to you. I really resonate. Looking at your facial features and kind of lines. So I got this theory going around. You say Young Pharaoh. I grew up with Young Pharaoh over in Philly. Yeah, so a lot of his narrative was very similar to how we grew up. And I don't know if anybody knows, back in the 90s, RBG, revolutionaries, comedic philosophy. We call it full circle now. A lot of us in the communities who are biracial, right? We're not accepted really by the blacks. We're not really accepted by the whites. We kind of fit in. Red would understand this. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us started to kind of manifest, reading scripture, reading the Quran, reading all these biblical books, everything you're saying about plant medicine. My question is, during your journeys, because I've taken ayahuasca as well, have you met what we call the mother? She looks like a jaguar, feline. You know what I'm saying?
I had more. I was with the snake.
Naga.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was with the snake,
Okay.
and it was powerful. It was interesting, but it was powerful. Go ahead.
We're gonna talk on a private
Absolutely.
tip. Out of respect, because
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. Your family's here. You know what I mean? But I kind of want to bestow a little blessing. I got a following. You know what I mean? I got like 3.5 million followers. So I'm on live now.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of like watching and
That's
whatnot.
dope. That's
You know what I'm
dope.
saying? But
That's dope.
I do this with celebrities, and I kind of ask for their palm. I ask
Yeah.
their blood type.
Absolutely.
I got a running theory, and everything you're saying, like I said, my community's popping off right now. Everything you're saying, brother, you're one of us, man.
My dog.
I don't know if anyone's ever watched X-Men. I'm here all the time talking about this. No one believes in this, but mutants are real, and like my brother,
Love, bro.
you know what I mean, one of us. So
Real,
blessings
real.
for you doing the work. I
Absolutely.
don't have that access, and just to see this,
Nah,
you
you
give me
do
hope,
too.
man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So big
We all
blessings
doing the
to you.
work, man. We all doing the work. So, man, I'm proud of you. I mean, I thank you. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot, brother. That means a lot.
What's up, my dog? How's it going, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm good, brother. Thanks for my call earlier.
Of course, man.
Yeah, I'm still.
So, on a less serious note, who would you say was your favorite teammate for the Dolphins this past year?
That's a good question. I have a lot of good teammates, man. My boy Javon Holland, he's obviously my partner and all season long, and playing alongside him was really cool. A really good young player who's gonna do a lot of really good things in this season. This season obviously wasn't what anybody expected. We didn't play well. I didn't play well. It was frustrating in so many ways. Tested my spirit in so many ways, and I learned a lot. You talk about what am I going to take back to God. There were so many lessons this year of patience being tested, and Logan, my brother, Rach, all of them can attest to all the stuff I was talking about all season long. Like, yo, man, I can't believe I got to go to work and deal with like XYZ. Like, this is nuts. Like these. But with that, I understood. God was giving me these situations, call it these, for as part of my journey. Right, I needed to be tested. I needed to be tested with my patience. I needed to maybe not play well to see how I react. To see if did I learn the lesson from when I used to not play well and continue to just drink my life away. So. The season, like I said, it wasn't what wasn't what I wanted. I fell short of a lot of goals, but that's not who I am. I'm more than a football player, and I'm a human. I'm a being. I'm a husband. I'm a father. What else am I? I'm a brother, friend. I'm one of you, and we are all one, right? So we're all on this journey together, trying to figure it out. And I think Sam has another raffle for us to choose from, and then we might take a little 5-minute break. Yeah.
Yes, we
Okay.
will. So our 5-minute break will start now. And
okay.
if you'd
Sorry.
like, go ahead and put your tickets in the skull so it can be picked for the next raffle. So go ahead and make sure you bring it up to the stage now, and we'll go ahead and do that in the next 5 minutes.
Sweet. We'll take a 5-minute break, and we'll come back and have a couple more questions, and then kind of mingle around for the rest of the night. Thank you all again.
A pair of Jordan's cleats signed. Oh, wait. We got another ticket to go. Any more tickets? Last call. All right, we're going to shake it up good. Shake. Mix it up and pick a good one. Jay Horton. Woo, woo, woo! There you go. So all right, and our last raffle ticket winner is Taylor. You won, baby girl. You won. You did. Congratulations. Good job. You're welcome. Good. I hope to see you guys Friday, but I talked to her. Can I share a secret? So you want to
So I just had a question about earlier you had mentioned prayer, and I know earlier, like in the night, Joanna had mentioned it as well. I know it looks different for everybody. I think you were starting to explain what it looked like for you, and just like, because sometimes like, oh, how do I do this, or like, what am I doing? Can you elaborate a little bit on
Right.
that?
So the breath work really allows me to tap into this space of peace, right? A space of clarity, a space of understanding, and kind of block out the outside world. And so, again, that Beats and Breath app I was talking to you about, there's so many apps, and Juliana has programs that you can really go dive deep, and that is what resonates with me. And being in that space and holding that breath at that last, that last little bit of moment of the exercise, and feeling the energy flow all the way to the top of your skull, and really sitting with that moment. That is where I felt the connection, right? Like that was the practice that I needed to integrate with when I came back from plant medicine, was that practice. And part of it was figuring it out too. I thought meditation was it. Like I'd come back, and I actually was on the Deepak Chopra app, and the ego in me wanted my Deepak Chopra app to be every day. So I had like a 260 day in a row of meditation. And I thought that was like me doing something. But again, I look back, I really wasn't understanding the connecting part. Like I was listening and the words was resonating, but I really wasn't connected. And like I said, it wasn't until I started to do really intense breath work to really find that connection and feel at peace and feel safe and clarity with that. And so again, there's a lot of modalities out there for many other people. Some may be yoga, some may be breath work, some may be sound healing, right? A sound bath. Maybe go check out one of, Rich has a sound bath on Monday night, every Monday night at 8 o'clock. Where's it at? On each. Yeah, a couple passes over there if you want to check it out. I'll be there on Monday. It's an amazing just kind of journey, right? You just go in with an open mind and just go lay and listen and enjoy the sound waves from the universe, the beautiful sounds that Rich guides us through. So I encourage all of us to find that modality, find that itch, find that, and sometimes it might be trial and error, right? You might go try to meditate and I'm really not feeling that. Okay, let me go see what breath work actually, looks like. And now you get to a space where like, oh dang, like I felt something different. And now you expand on that different that you felt, right? It was like, okay, let me go a little bit deeper. Let me see if I can try a little bit harder in this breath work, right? To see how much more connected I could get. And it's really, you get out what you put in. I'll never forget Juliana saying that at one of our events. It's like, she's not yelling at, but she's encouraging people like, come on now, like what did you come here for? You're going to get out what you put in. So like, let's go to work, right? Like, so it's work. It's work. It's not just going up there sitting and expecting something to happen. Go to work. Go inside. Go to work. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you for that. Thank you for asking. Any more questions? Yes, sir. Most of it, yeah. Okay. What'd you call it? Okay. No, that's fine. That's absolutely, that's fine. You said something interesting that I think that we should all kind of pay attention to, right? Is, all right, what happens if you think you're depressed? What does that process look like? Okay, let me go to a doctor. Let me go get diagnosed from the doctor. The doctor's going to tell me X, Y, Z. And the doctor's going to tell you, hey, go over to CVS, grab these medicines, and it should make you feel better, right? You're really not getting to the root of why it is that you feel the way that you feel. You're really just masking it. Might as well call it alcohol. might as well call it some other crutch that is allowing you to kind of mask why it is you feel the way you feel. And a lot of times we, especially in America, like we have this like woe is me mindset. Oh, I'm in this position because of they put me over here. Oh, you know, I live like this because, you know, my parents XYZ didn't, right? And like that's the illusion of like the reality of that we think is like woe is me. Like you have the power inside of you right now to make that choice. It's the red pill or the blue pill, right? You can make it literally right now. Like right now, you feel me? And like that's just how literal it is. You can make that choice right now. But a lot of people, again, are so reliant on these pills. Okay, let me go take these pills. Let me come back and mask my issue. And, you know, now those pills are creating all other sorts of stuff in your body. Your body is imbalanced already, and now you're putting other chemicals in your body to imbalance other things. And you wonder why all these negative, what's the word I'm looking for? Entities, but like, okay, call it like habits, but I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. It's stuff that happens in your body that like over time it builds and gets worse and worse and worse, right? Side effects, whatever that may be. That's negative energy in your body that you're not releasing. So it's like, okay, blockages, right? Okay, it's like the power of the mind. When you are saying woe is me, you're telling your mind woe is me in a sense, right? And instead of, okay, it is what it is and it ain't what it ain't, I'm going to move accordingly and move how I want to move. And again, you can go deep, bro. Big pharma is a business, right? So the more sick that we are, the more money that they make. So make us sick by poisoning the food, putting fluoride in the water, making people go to the doctor, give them the pills that aren't even really getting to the root of why you feel the way that you feel. Hey, come back in 30 days. We'll re-diagnose you again, send you home with some more pills. And this is this cycle of just cycle. And you just keep going down this rabbit hole, never really getting to the root. Plant medicine gets to the root, forces you. You ain't got no choice. You ain't running from nobody. It's right there. It's peeling back the layers of who you are and you forcing you to understand this is why you're sick. Because you're not eating right. You're not sleeping right. Your energy in the world is wrong. All these things that you have this epiphany like, dang, I need to change XYZ if I want to feel like XYZ, if I want to be like XYZ, right? So hope that answers your question. Appreciate you asking. Appreciate you for being here. Much love. That's a good question, and it makes a lot of sense because I've seen it both ways, right? Money does change a lot of people, and it really brings out sometimes the realness in somebody. And I always tell people like money obviously helps, but it doesn't equal happiness, right? It doesn't equal you see the billionaires out here that are just really broken inside, right? And so how are you moving in the world? How are you showing up for yourself? How are you showing up for others? And that was a difference in my life that like, yeah, I worked extremely hard in my life. Again, 190 pounds, soaking wet, playing 12 years in the NFL against some big boys. Like I worked extremely hard in my life to really have what I have, but at the same time, that's not who I am. it's helped me, yes, but I worked very hard to get that, and I'm here now to embody the work that I put in the rest of in that life and the lessons that I learned, and and continue to be that light for others. Because again, I've seen guys who have all the money in the world but are very broken inside. They might pretend to be happy, they might laugh with you, they might joke with you, whatever, but when you really see that they need some guidance, they need some help, and so you try to be that light, you try to be that guidance, you try to be that positive energy, you try to plant those seeds. And again, not everybody's ready to be, call it, woken up, right? But you can plant those seeds, and it might not be this life, but for sure maybe the next life that they figure it out. But in the meantime, I'm here to plant those seeds and be that light, and to help them just continue to empower themselves and be who they truly are. Absolutely. Thank you.
And I think we have 2 more questions here.
All right, go ahead.
How did you stay disciplined on your journey?
Yeah, that's another great question too. Because again, the integration was very difficult for me the first time I came back from Costa Rica, because I didn't have a whole lot of people that that I could resonate with about my experience. And along the way, it almost became a lot more harder to live in the world, because I wasn't necessarily practicing, and like it kind of fell off, right? Like it was kind of like the fairy tale, the Cinderella ending, like I guess call it the high of the retreat fell off at probably 3 months, and it fell off because I wasn't practicing the tools that I learned. I wasn't meditating. I wasn't sitting with myself. I was just moving in the world. And then what makes it worse is like now you're aware of it. So like now you're aware I'm not meditating. Like I see why this stuff's happening the way it is. Like I'm not sitting with myself. I'm not doing the things, and you kind of start going back in this loop again, right? And it wasn't until I started to take full action and actually change slightly in my life in the middle of going from the first time to the second time, I had to make a decision again to really wake up in the morning and meditate. And that changed my life. Like it just changed the way I integrated, right? I remembered the tools that I learned, and like I can apply those in the life that I'm living right now. And so I do say integration is important, because it is easier, I think, to fall back into the matrix trap if you're not using the tools that you learned from your ceremonies, right? Because yeah, you can go have those ceremonies, and the retreat itself is not the medicine, right? Like it is the medicine, but like the real medicine is when you're integrating back into the world and you're using what you learned under those experiences into the world, and you're applying those in your life. So
I just wanted to add one little thing to that. There's a difference between a profound week or a life-changing week. And integration and tools are the way to make that experience a life-changing one.
great point. You got one last question, I think.
Here, and then we're gonna do a little closing circle with everybody. So I'll guide you through that. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys. Rose here. Give it up for Jordan.
Hey, give it up for you guys. Give it up for you guys.
One more round of applause for the Luminate team.
Hey.
Divine wave sound over there.
Hey.
And say thank you to Tribe.
Hey.
Juliana. Logan and guys. Guys, the t-shirts there are for sale. They are sick. You may want to grab that, except for the tank top, because that's mine. You can't buy that. I already reserved that. My question for you, Jordan. So in a world where there's just so many distractions and so many people trying to look for role models and whatnot, who's your role model? And if you do have one, how did you find that role model?
That's a good question too. I'm proud of myself, man. I'm not like, I look back and to be sitting right here in front of you guys having conversations like these, Man, it's cool, man. This is really cool. In terms of role models, I got so many. I mean, there's so many people in my life that I pick certain attributes or certain things from that just allow me to grow, right? Whether that be through conversation, my boy Logan, my brother Jeremy, Irvin, just family or Sam. Like, I got so many people around me that keep me motivated to continue to, to live the right way, to be this light and to shine bright. And, if we're talking in literal terms of who my role model would be, honestly, A-Rod. A-Rod is, again, like, if it wasn't for his courage to come out and really speak about this kind of, I call it go against the grain of what, norm of society looked, I wouldn't have probably explored this. I wouldn't have. So I always thank him for his openness to share his experience about the medicine on the TV set, that everybody called him crazy. Everybody still calls him crazy. Everybody thinks, X, Y, Z about him. But like, when you really get to know A-Rod, he's one of the most misunderstood human beings on this planet. Who's been, we all been through so much, but like, who's been through so much and is able to stand tall and have his head high and answer questions in a manner that is empowering, right? That like, I don't really care about what y'all think about me. Like, I'm going to move how I move, and you can move out the way or hop on the train. Like, that's, to me, like, that's so cool. And so he is somebody who I admire, who I look up to, especially one that's also in this space. And he's actually coming with us back to Costa Rica this March to sit with us again. And I'm really excited to sit with him again in our 4th, 5th, and 6th ceremony. So thank you for asking that. Thank you guys for being here again. This is so cool. Gosh, I almost teared up here for a second, but this is really cool to have you guys here. And again, you guys are explorers, man. You're doing the work, and I'm proud of each and every one of you. And let's continue to grow, evolve, learn, share, and connect, and most importantly, love. So thank you so much.
All right, guys. I just want to, first of all, let you know that if anybody is interested in finding out any information, whether it's about the medicine, about our events, or about the retreats that we're hosting in Costa Rica this year in March, please make your way over to the table in the back corner. We have a computer set up that even if you're not ready today, but there's just something there that's you're thinking about, just put your name down. We'll give you a call. We'll have a talk, and we'll go from there. There's also, like Rose said, amazing Luminate shirts that Jordan has created, beautiful artwork. So you have that over there. And lastly, just to close the event, want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts to yours. Thank you for showing up. Take a moment, thank yourself for showing up. I'm going to ask everybody who wants to be a part of this closing circle to come and into this space however we can, around the chairs, through the chairs. We're